Good morning. I'm Eric Blank, the PUC Chair. This is a virtual public comment hearing involving Xcel Energy's request for a gas rate increase. Before moving into the public comments, we're going to start off with a short introductory summary of the company's filing by the PUC Communications Director, Megan Castle. Ms. Castle.
Thank you. Hi, I'm Megan Castle, and thanks everybody for joining this virtual public comment hearing for Xcel's proposed gas rate increase preceding 25AL-0538G. I want to share some information about the Colorado Public Utilities Commission, or PUC, and the process itself, and then a little bit about the gas rate increase proposal from Xcel Energy. So first, regarding the PUC process, this is a gas rate case, which is a formal process to allow the PUC to determine if a utility's proposed rate increase is just and reasonable. These proceedings have extensive discovery, multiple rounds of pre-filed testimony, and legal briefings, and they're similar to a civil court proceeding. The process starts with the utility filing what's called an advice letter with the commission, and that explains the changes the utility is requesting to make to its tariff. The tariff contains the terms and conditions, including prices, that the commission authorizes the utility to implement. The advice letter is supported by written testimony from the utility that explains the cost to provide service to customers in Colorado and what justifies the proposed rate increase. Now, here's some information about the gas rate increase proposal from Xcel Energy. The rate case was filed by Xcel Energy on December 29, 2025. It was assigned the PUC proceeding 25AL-0538G, and that's the number you're going to use to refer if you want to follow the case further. If Xcel's proposal is approved as filed, residential customers could see an average monthly increase of approximately 11.4% or $7.59. Small businesses could see an average monthly increase of approximately 13% or around $36.37. Xcel is also proposing a $5 million shareholder-funded contribution to its gas affordability program. This funding would come from Xcel Energy profits, not from customer rates, and it would provide a stronger safety net for income-qualified customers through increased bill credits and expanded disconnection protection. So as with all rates, this gas rate case will follow a process that closely scrutinizes every aspect of the request. This review is done by PUC's own staff of economists, engineers, accountants, and they all participate as a party along with the utility and other interveners. Numerous parties have intervened in the case, and to name a few, I'll provide the trial staff of the commission, the UCA, the Colorado Energy Office, City of Boulder, City and County of Denver, Energy Outreach Colorado, Western Resource Advocates, and several others. In this case, the commissions will receive written testimony from parties and then hold an evidentiary hearing for cross-examination of witnesses, and the commission will hold public comment hearings like the one today. After that, the commission will take up the matter for decision and set a just and reasonable rates to be assessed by Xcel Energy for its customers. A decision is expected around the third quarter of this year. Just as a reminder, there's a second virtual public comment hearing to be held on July 28th. And if you want to learn more about this, we encourage you to go to PUC's Key Issues page and learn more about the gas rate case. And you can also find out more information about how to provide comments if you choose to. Thanks so much, and back to the chair.
Thank you, Ms. Kessel. With that, it's a little after 11 a.m. on May 21st, and we're now on the record. Again, this is public comment hearing and proceeding number 25AL-0538G, a request by Xcel Energy subsidiary, Public Service of Company of Colorado, for a rate increase from its gas customers. I'm Eric Blank, the chair of the Colorado PUC, and I just want to start off thanking everyone for joining us here today. Again, it's for Excel's gas rate case increase request. And earlier this week, the commission held a virtual public comment hearing on the proposed electric rate increase. We welcome you today as public comment hearing is a critical part of this process. And for me, one of the most valuable parts where I get to hear directly from impacted customers and other stakeholders. These are difficult and challenging issues. We don't have all the answers, which is why hearing from all of you is so important. With that, can my colleagues introduce themselves for the record? Commissioner Plant.
Thank you. And good morning, everybody. I just want to express my appreciation for you coming and taking part in this public comment hearing. As the chair mentioned, we have a very it's sort of a legal process, but it's expensive for intervening parties to participate in. So a lot of those who might want to be represented aren't necessarily represented in the case. And so this is an opportunity really for us to hear directly from the public and from those parties that have ideas and thoughts around the proposals from public service, but maybe can't afford to participate legally in the process. And so really an important part of the process. And I really do appreciate all of you coming and spending your day doing this. So thanks a lot.
Commissioner Gutman.
Yeah, thanks. I would just echo appreciation for those of you who came to share your thoughts and perspectives with us. Agree with my colleagues. This is a very helpful part of the process. We hear a lot of interveners telling us what people think and what people know, and it's most helpful to hear from all of you to understand your perspectives. Sorry, but very much look forward to hearing from you. Thanks so much.
Thanks, Commissioner Gellman. Just a quick comments on logistics. The public comment hearing today is being recorded. There is a court reporter who is listening and will take down what you say for the record. This comment hearing is formal, like a court proceeding, and we ask that you all be respectful of the speakers that comment today. In our role as commissioners at this stage of the process, we're here to listen and learn and to make sure your comments are reflected in the record. We will not answer questions or respond to statements. Like a judge, we cannot engage in dialogue on this case pending before us. The case is ongoing, and we will not make any decisions until after the evidentiary hearing in July. I will call on commenters today, starting with elected officials and then proceeding in order by speakers who raise their hand or turn on their video camera. We would also welcome written comments at any time, which can be filed through the Commission's e-filing system, submitted via the Commission's online comment form, or email to dora_puc_comments@state.co.us. In each case, please specify this proceeding number 25AL-0538G. The Commission equally weighs public comments received written or orally, so we encourage you to follow up by filing whatever you'd like in written form. With that, we'll get started. If people who would like to speak want to turn on their cameras and raise their hands, that'd be great. Ms. Najami, sorry.
It's okay. My name is Robin Nejame. Thank you to all of you commissioners for allowing us this time to comment publicly. I've been a Chaffey County resident for about 30 years, and my experience with Excel over the past few years has been a hardship. For a couple reasons. One, as a resident of Salida, I know our downtown businesses have suffered immensely from the numerous times we have lost power, to the point where our Safeway has had to throw out their frozen goods. Local restaurants have had to throw out their chilled products, as well as individuals like myself. My experience in the past year has been devastating. I do work from home. I've had countless Times where I have had power for a whole day. I've been without power for a whole day without 24 hours notice. Finally, in about November, December, somebody from Excel fixed the issue and realized it was a glitch and I wasn't crazy for the past few months. That was the one positive experience I had with Excel. I have sent numerous letters into the PUC, and unfortunately, it's a he says, she says, regardless of the fact that I've had photo evidence of these issues. They had been parking on my private property, obstructing ambulances and firefighters from coming through, which was a safety issue. They did this without asking and said, oh, we'll take care of it. Didn't take care of it, didn't take care of it, didn't take care of it. I'd send messages into the PUC, and it was a he said, she says. I feel like the big guys won. It was not a very comfortable feeling. I also lost out on working numerous days. There was one time I wasn't even able to get into my house because I didn't receive 24 hours notice, which was really fun. So I've had numerous issues. Pardon me, I'm outside and it just got windy here, so the power might go out. Let me go in. So regardless, I always like to, if I'm going to complain about something, I like to come up with a solution. This year, I took a pay cut. My solution to financial issues, let the execs take a pay cut. I'm so tired of the big guys winning and our businesses suffering, our individuals suffering. I live in a retirement community. I am concerned about my neighbors that I take care of on oxygen when they don't have electricity and aren't given ample notice. It scares the heck out of me. And that gentleman I dealt with in November, December understood it. And that's why he dealt with me in an expedient fashion. But it took months. But I feel like my letters to the PUC, as much as I like the response, I'm not getting the response I'm looking for. It's like, oh, well, sorry you lost your groceries. Oh, well, sorry you lost out on a day of work, but this is what Excel is saying, but they're not telling the truth. And that's really frustrating. So until this gets straightened out, until our power is taken care of in our community, please don't let us have the additional hardship of another rate increase. Again, I don't like to complain without a solution, but a lot of us have taken pay cuts, and maybe the execs, maybe it's time for them to take a pay cut. I do appreciate it as a service here in a rural area, and I'm grateful for that, but it's not the right timing. Salida, Chaffey County, we've lost a lot because of all the power we've lost. We even had a representative come up, I believe from Canyon City or Pueblo, and the poor lady, it was like horrible to watch because all she could do is listen, which she did a great job, but our community has suffered from the continued loss of power. So thank you for listening. I appreciate your time and energy that you're putting into this and your public service.
Ask you one quick question.
Of
Are
course.
are the outages a result of wildfire mitigation proposals, or are they just
This
outages
latest,
separately?
great question. Over the past 6 months, yes. The past 2 years, no, they weren't doing wildfire mitigation then. They started that, I don't know, almost less than a year ago, last summer. I believe they started, so yes. But again, we weren't all getting 24 hours notice. And they're supposed to, if it's going to be off for 8 hours, you need to give that notice. And that wasn't happening. And that was a glitch in the system. And if that glitch in the system was fixed for me, what about everybody else that has that glitch? What about the older people that are on oxygen or needing those services? And that's the scary part. That needs to be fixed. I was just identified because I can advocate for myself. You know, I'm educated. I know how to go through the public process. So yes, it was over the past year, but when this woman came to speak at this public, it's a Thursday event we hold for the public once a month, and all the local businesses come. At that time, no, it was just outage after outage after outage, and they were losing food. It was horrible, but that wasn't because of the wildfire mitigation. But yes, as of the past year, yes.
Thank you. Thank you for your comments.
Thank you.
Ms. Burchinell.
Yeah, hi. Can y'all hear me okay?
We can.
Okay, great. Well, thank you for the opportunity to speak and share my perspective. My name is Claire Birchnall. I'm a pediatrician based in Denver. I'm an advocate with Healthy Air and Water Colorado. And I'm here today to to urge the Public Utilities Commission to carefully scrutinize and reject portions of this proposed gas rate increase. So, in my practice, I care for children whose asthma is worsened by both outdoor pollution and indoor gas appliances, leading to missed school, preventable emergency visits. And so this proposal would increase gas bills for Colorado families by more than 11%, largely to expand and maintain methane gas infrastructure. That means asking families to pay more for a system that contributes to the very health problems that we are working to treat. Methane gas systems impact health at every stage, from extraction to combustion in homes. The resulting pollution contributes to asthma, respiratory illness, cardiovascular disease, poor indoor air quality. Children, like my patients and other vulnerable populations, are especially affected. See, in my clinic, these impacts are not abstract. So it shows up as more symptoms, more medication that I have to prescribe, more disruptions to daily life. And so for a lot of these families that are already managing chronic illness, higher utility bills only adds to this burden. And then just to say, climate change is a public health crisis. So continued investment in gas infrastructure locks Colorado into decades of additional fossil fuel use, which worsens both air quality and long-term health risks at a time when the state really needs to transition to cleaner energy. I'm concerned that customers will be left paying for stranded gas assets for decades, even as cleaner and more cost-effective technologies become available, placing the greatest burden on low-income communities. So the commission has made clear that utilities must move away from this business as usual gas system investments. This is an opportunity to ensure Xcel's plans align with Colorado's clean energy transition and to protect public health. So as a pediatrician, I can treat asthma, but I can't prescribe clean air or affordable energy. And so I'm here to urge the commission to reject unjustified gas system expansion costs and prioritize a cleaner, healthier, and more affordable path forward. So thank you.
Thank you for joining us today. Ms. Jessie Burley.
Thank you all, commissioners, for this opportunity to provide comments today. My name is Jessica Burley. I'm the Sustainability and Parking Manager for the town of Breckenridge, and I chair the Colorado Communities for Climate Action, a coalition of 49 local governments representing more than 1/3 of Coloradans. Breckenridge, as you all know, is a gas-constrained community, and we are actively pursuing strategies to move beyond reliance on fossil gas. Just yesterday, I spoke with a lodging property in town working to electrify 4 large mixed-use buildings. In mountainous areas like ours, gas infrastructure is especially costly. Each year, it makes less sense to expand the gas system when cleaner, more affordable alternatives are available. Yet the century-old incentive structure for utilities pushes us in the opposite direction. A 2025 Energy Institute white paper notes that the gap between economy-wide cost of capital and regulated rates of return has grown, meaning shareholders are earning more than historical benchmarks would justify. In that context, Public Service's requested ROE of 10.75% is a significant increase over an already generous range that is distorting capital investment decisions. Pile on the company's additional proposals for revenue decoupling, and increase the service and facility charges, and all the risk shifts to an already overburdened customer. Today, 2/3 of Coloradans' gas bills goes directly toward delivery and infrastructure, not the fuel itself. Even as gas prices fall, families will continue to absorb these infrastructure-driven costs. Coloradans should not be funding assets that will outlive their statutorily mandated usefulness, nor should household wealth be continually transferred to corporate shareholders. We talk a great deal about preventing cross-subsidization among customers, but we overlook the much larger redistribution of wealth from customers to shareholders, one that directly threatens long-term affordability in Colorado. Continuing to invest in long-lived gas assets is misaligned with both climate commitments and prudent stewardship of ratepayer dollars. Corporations will always pursue the highest returns. It is regulators who must ensure those incentives align with the public interest. The utility earnings framework has barely changed in a century, and each rate case that avoids recalibrating returns effectively normalizes excessive earnings and reinforces outdated incentives. As we navigate an energy transition in which the cheapest resources are also the cleanest, regulatory decision-making must evolve as well. I urge this commission to right-size public services gas infrastructure incentives to reflect Colorado's climate and clean energy goals. Customers cannot be expected to shoulder the cost of building and maintaining two energy systems at once. Coloradans deserve an affordable energy system built for our future. Thank you for your time today.
Thank you. Ms. Desi Parker.
Hello, thank you, commissioners. I appreciate the opportunity to comment. My name is Desi Parker, and I live in Monte Vista, a small community located in the San Luis Valley, and I'm an Xcel electric and gas customer. I have an interesting position where one of my really good friends is the project manager for Xcel for all of the power substations in the San Luis Valley. And so being able to hear so much about the projects that are coming into our valley from his perspective, and also all of the reading that I'm doing on some of these projects myself, I'm very concerned about the rate increases. The San Luis Valley is a very poor community in so many ways. There's a lot of disadvantaged people where I live. And with this 11% gas rate increase, it's not abstract for the families that I know and live near. And that lands on top of the 30% raise in the energy bills since 2021. Xcel is a monopoly. Customers can't shop around. Whatever this commission approves, these families have to pay. I have to pay. Meanwhile, Xcel posted record-breaking profits last year, and the CEO took home $16 million in compensation, which was a 45% increase from his income the year before. That raise came at the same time that customer complaints were running more than double their 5-year average. Infrastructure really does matter. We know that. But when a company is profitable enough to pay its CEO $16 million and raise that pay so much in 1 year, it has resources. It shouldn't be the first instinct to pass every cost directly onto the families that are already stretched so thin. The commission's job is to make sure that the rates are just and reasonable. And I ask you to hold Xcel to the lowest number that meets the actual need to protect Colorado families who have nowhere else to turn. Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate this.
Thanks for joining us, and it's nice to see somebody from the San Luis Valley. So thank you.
Thank you so much.
Mr. Johnny Horahan.
Yes, thank you so much for your time. I'm a resident of Longmont in Boulder County, Colorado, and I'm a project manager of a business here which occupies a 20,000 square foot building. And the current proposed rate increase, it's not going to affect our company like it's going to prevent the management from buying a second or third home or retiring early. This is the difference between us offering our services at a reasonable rate or having to increase our prices. We've done everything we can to become more energy efficient, including using solar to offset our electricity needs, but gas is something, due to its reliability, that is necessary to have in the building. And so these increases are not abstract, and they are not numbers on a spreadsheet that are changing, which don't affect people's lives. This is something that's going to affect our community as a whole. So Xcel is a regulated monopoly, meaning it doesn't face any pressure from competition. And so to ensure that customers are not being gouged, the PUC, Public Utilities Commission, oversees Xcel's rate making so that the company earns a reasonable return from a guaranteed customer base in exchange for providing safe, reliable, affordable service. As this rate increase request clearly demonstrate, that deal is not being honored. Combined, Xcel is asking for permission to squeeze customers for more than $500 million more than it is currently allowed to charge for its electric and gas customers. customers are being asked to pay significantly more for gas and electric services that has become measurably worse. In essence, customers are being asked to pay more for less, mostly to ensure that Xcel's profits and shareholder returns continue to grow. That is not fair or reasonable, and the Commission should reject key parts of Xcel's proposal. Xcel is asking to raise gas rates that it charges to customers by $190 million per year to pay, mainly to pay for the increased cost of pipeline and other gas infrastructure at a time when it is supposed to be moving toward more efficient electrification resources for heating. Now, I'd like to take time to remind everybody to look into Colorado as a state and our commitments of greenhouse gas emission reductions. So not only is this affecting individuals, but this is literally making the state of Colorado see more difficulties in reaching its goal that it has reached unanimously. So this is undercutting something we as Coloradans are attempting to do as a state. And so this rate, again, it would affect the state, but it's also going to increase bills for Colorado families by 11.4% on average, or close to $100 per year. Now, the PUC has repeatedly told Xcel that it must move away from a business as usual approach to gas systems planning and spending in order to achieve an affordable transition from polluting methane gas to clean heating, which is required by state law. Xcel, however, continues to overinvest in its gas system. A significant portion of the $190 million more that Xcel is requesting goes towards maintaining said gas systems. Xcel emphasizes investments in gas because they earn a significant profit from doing so, even if it is not the best interest of the customers in keeping rates affordable. The Public Utilities Commission can reduce this bias by shifting away from the current practice of basing Xcel's profits on how much the company spends on pipelines, as it has done historically. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Is there anyone else who would like to speak? All right, maybe we'll take a break till noon, and we'll come back and see if there's anyone else who'd like to speak. Let's come back at noon. Thanks all. We're back on the record in the Public Service Company gas rate case 25AL-0538G. Is there anyone else who would like to offer comments? Ms. Clemens.
Hi, everyone. Thank you all. Thank you to all the commissioners who are here. I appreciate your service, your time, and your commitment to getting this right. I know that you all have been hearing from community for a while now. My name is Donnie Clemens. I'm the Executive Director of Good Business Colorado, a nonprofit organization that supports small businesses throughout the state of Colorado. Um, as you all know, Colorado's small businesses are the backbone of Colorado's economy, and I would say the state itself. According to the SBA, as of 2025, there are over 730,000 small businesses in the state, and 99% of them are employing 1.2 million Coloradans in the state. So it's nearly half of the entire private sector workforce. Those aren't abstract numbers. These are our neighbors, our Main Street, our community members. I've seen our local businesses do everything from sponsor Little Leagues to build training centers for neurodivergent job seekers. They're doing really, really amazing and meaningful work beyond just what their small business alone is set up to do. And right now they're under extraordinary pressure. As you all have probably seen on the news, they've been facing everything from tariff increase, a lot of unexpected external pressures, global instability, like threats to the strait, to shipping lanes through the Strait of Hormuz, that create supply chain chaos. It feels like almost every day we're waking up to a new unexpected impact that will affect our Coloradan businesses. And many of our members also work from home, meaning reliable, affordable electricity and gas is not a luxury, but is the foundation of their livelihood. I was actually just on a call before this hearing started with a small business that does our marketing, who is based in Greeley and had just lost their electricity, ironically, and was having to use their cell phone to even host our Zoom call connected to their computer. Um, so it's, it seems like it's a pretty regular occurrence. And I've lived out of the country. I've seen electricity go out. I'm not even sure if that's really as alarming as having that occur and then the expectation be that you still pay more for a service. Um, Against that backdrop, Excel is asking for over $500 million in combined rate increases, while their Colorado subsidiary posted a $903 million operating profit in 2025, and their parent company hit record-breaking profits. At the same time, as of November 2025, more than 27,000 Coloradans were already behind in their utility bills, owing an average of $626. And some projections are saying that these rates could rise by as much as 72%. That's not sustainable. Our members joined Good Business Colorado in part because they've committed to sustainable practices in their own businesses. And we genuinely respect that Excel has made clean energy commitments that align with Colorado's values, that were built upon the foundation of the first voter-approved renewable energy standard in the United States. We also see Excel show up in community, and that matters. But we're asking this commission to help Excel redirect its strategy. Continued heavy investment in gas infrastructure locks in long-term costs that customers will bear for decades. And it works against both affordability and Colorado's statutory greenhouse gas reduction requirements. Our small businesses have to be scrappy, they have to be innovative, and have to consider the future in their local communities in their planning strategies if they want to be successful. We want to see Excel do the same. We want to see them diversify their strategy as well to continue to invest in Colorado communities, not only by small sponsorships here and there, which are great, but by actually implementing these clean energy strategies into their plan, accelerating the clean energy transition, and baking into their budgets these plans by earning a stronger returns through better service, not through bigger rates bases. Which brings me to this commissioner's role. I urge you to tie any return on equity above the floor to measurable improvements in reliability and affordability. Higher profits should be earned, not extracted. Small businesses should not be priced out of existence because of poor choices made by a multi-billion-dollar company. When small businesses close, Colorado loses jobs, tax revenue, and most importantly, the vibrant local communities that make our state worth living in. Thank you all for your time and for listening.
Oh, thanks for joining us. Appreciate you. Mr. Smith.
Yeah, Chair, Commissioner George Marlin is planning to sign on and is hoping to speak. He just texted to say he's 5 to 10 minutes out. So if it's possible to accommodate that, he should be on within a few minutes.
Sure.
Thank you.
Is there anyone else who'd like to speak? Mr. Smith, you still there?
Yes.
Should we just say like 12:15 or 12:20? Would that work?
I imagine so, and happy to do that, and I'll relay that to him.
Yes, let's just say 12:20, and we'll see if anybody else wants to speak, but if not, we'll take a break till 12:20.
Great. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you. Is there anybody else who wants to speak? All right, let's take a break till 12:20. We'll come back at 12:20. Mr. Marlin. I think you're still muted. There
Hello.
you are. Hey, how are you?
I'm doing okay. Thank you all for your patience with me this afternoon.
Yeah. We're back on the record in the Piesco gas rate case 25AL-0538G. Mr. Marlin, if you'd like to offer comments, now's the time.
Yes, good afternoon, and thank you, commissioners. I am Clear Creek County Commissioner George Marlin, commenting on behalf of my constituents. I'm commenting today to ask this commission to carefully weigh whether it's appropriate to continue authorizing funding for gas infrastructure, as requested in Excel's proposal for this rate case. Currently, this commission is asking Xcel Energy to reach significant reductions in the use of natural gas over the next 5 years and even greater reductions over the next few decades. These reductions cannot be achieved by building more gas infrastructure. This commission must make sure that Xcel makes responsible infrastructure investments aligned with the state's climate goals. Xcel's planning in every rate proposal should reflect the company's intention to meet statewide climate goals as required in Colorado state statute. I urge this commission to closely examine whether Xcel's proposals in this case meet this threshold, including the quality of the evidence that their projects are needed as opposed to non-gas alternatives. When asking for a rate increase that could cause households an 11% jump on their energy bills, Xcel must justify this not only in terms of the costs of the infrastructure, but that the infrastructure is going to be useful for its intended lifetime, not obsolete within the next decade. It is a direct and tangible harm to require financially strained ratepayers to make investments whose benefits they will not realize. I bring up these concerns not only because burning methane releases carbon dioxide, which causes climate change, but also because methane itself is a powerful greenhouse gas which leaks extremely easily. This is evidenced by the 17,000 leaks that Xcel has addressed in its pipeline system since 2023. Methane has hundreds of times the climate damaging effect of carbon dioxide and has been linked to accelerated warming over the last decade and a half. Much of that can be attributed to leaks. Finally, as you've already heard during this hearing, Coloradans are reducing their natural gas usage thanks to increased efficiency measures, yet our bills are not going down. That's because our bills mostly reflect new gas infrastructure investments. Xcel's profits must not come before what is cost-effective for ratepayers and needed to enact a transition to clean energy, because climate change itself imposes severe costs on Coloradans, regardless of location or income. I urge this commission to carefully assess which proposals in this rate case are or are not aligned with the state's climate goals. I ask you to require Xcel Energy to provide the relevant information and evidence to show that their proposals align with those goals. I make these requests in consideration of affordable communities and a livable climate for all Coloradans. Thank you for your time this afternoon.
Thank you. Thank you for joining us, Commissioner. Appreciate you. Is there anyone else who would like to offer public comments? Please hold up your hand or turn on your camera. All right, let's take a break till 12:45. We'll come back at 12:45 and see if there's anybody else who'd like to talk. Thank you, Commissioner. Appreciate it. 12:45. All right, we're back on the record in 25AL-0538G. Is there anyone else who'd like to speak? If there's anybody who'd like to offer comments, please turn on your camera or raise your hand. Well, with that, I just want to thank everybody for coming out. As always, I learned a lot. I appreciate the geographical diversity of today's commenters from all over the state. That was awesome. And Commissioner Plant, final thoughts before we adjourn?
Yeah, thanks a lot, and thanks to everybody who showed up to give us comments. So really appreciate your input and your participation. So thanks.
Commissioner Gilman.
Thanks similarly, just to express my appreciation for those who participate. Thank you.
And with that, we'll have another virtual public comment hearing on 4 to 6 on Tuesday, July 28th. More details are on the PUC calendar. Hearings will be in July and a decision late summer. With that, thanks all. Happy holidays.